Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's absolutely crucial for anyone looking to grow, whether it's in your career, your hobbies, or just your personal life. We're talking about setbacks. Yeah, those moments when things just don't go as planned. We've all been there, right? You launch a project and it flops. You practice for weeks and still don't get the result you wanted. It's frustrating, it's demoralizing, and honestly, it can make you want to just give up. But what if I told you that these setbacks, these so-called failures, are actually your greatest asset? What if they are the secret ingredient to unlocking your full potential? It sounds a bit counterintuitive, but it all comes down to one powerful idea: fostering a culture of learning. Instead of seeing a setback as a dead end, we need to start seeing it as a detour, a lesson, a stepping stone on the path to success. Think about the greatest innovators and leaders in history. Do you think their journey was a straight, uninterrupted line to the top? Absolutely not. Their stories are filled with moments of doubt, rejection, and spectacular failures. What set them apart wasn't the absence of setbacks, but their reaction to them. They didn't let failure define them, they let it refine them. They built a personal culture where every mistake was an opportunity to learn something new, to get a little bit smarter, and to come back stronger. This mindset shift is what we're going to explore today. We'll break down how you can stop fearing failure and start leveraging it. We're going to transform setbacks from painful endings into powerful beginnings. So, if you're ready to change your relationship with failure and turn every challenge into a chance to grow, stick around. This might just change the way you see everything. Let's start with the first, and perhaps most difficult, step: reframing failure. Our society often paints failure in a very negative light. It's seen as a sign of weakness or incompetence. This fear of being judged, this fear of not being good enough, can be paralyzing. It stops us from taking risks, from trying new things, from even starting in the first place. But failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Imagine a scientist running an experiment. If the experiment doesn't produce the expected result, do they throw their hands up and quit science? No, they analyze the data, figure out what went wrong, adjust their hypothesis, and run the experiment again. Each failed experiment provides crucial information that brings them closer to a breakthrough. That's exactly how we need to approach our own lives. So, the next time you experience a setback, I want you to pause, take a deep breath. Instead of letting that wave of disappointment wash over you, consciously choose to ask a different set of questions. Don't ask, "Why did I fail?" Ask, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," think, "What skills do I need to develop to handle this better next time?" This simple shift in perspective moves you from a place of judgment to a place of curiosity. It turns a moment of pain into a moment of potential. This isn't about ignoring the sting of disappointment. It's about not letting it be the final word. Once you've started reframing your mindset, the next step is to get practical. It's time to become a detective in your own life. This means conducting what I like to call a learning-focused postmortem after every significant setback. This isn't about blaming yourself or others. It's a calm, objective investigation into what happened. Grab a notebook or open a document and start breaking it down. First, what was the original goal? Be specific. What did you want to achieve? Second, what actually happened? Describe the outcome factually, without adding emotional drama. Third, and this is the most important part, analyze the gap. Why was there a difference between your goal and the result? This is where the real learning happens. Was it a flaw in your initial plan? Did you lack a specific skill or piece of information? Were your assumptions incorrect? Maybe external factors you didn't anticipate played a role. Write down every single factor you can think of. Be brutally honest with yourself, but also be compassionate. The goal isn't to beat yourself up. It's to extract every ounce of wisdom from the experience. For example, let's say you gave a presentation that didn't land well. Your postmortem might reveal that you didn't understand your audience's needs, or that your slides were text-heavy, or that you didn't practice enough to feel confident. These aren't indictments of your character. They are specific, actionable insights. Each one is a golden nugget of information that you can use to prepare for your next presentation. By making this analysis a regular habit, you create a feedback loop that guarantees continuous improvement. Now, this process of learning from setbacks is so much more powerful when you don't have to do it alone. This brings us to the importance of creating a supportive environment. We need to build a learning tribe, a group of people, whether it's friends, mentors, or colleagues, who share this growth-oriented mindset. Think about it. When you're facing a challenge, it's incredibly isolating to feel like you're the only one who has ever struggled. But when you can talk to someone you trust, someone who gets it, the burden immediately feels lighter. A good learning tribe doesn't just offer sympathy, they help you with that postmortem. They can offer a fresh perspective that you might have missed. They might ask probing questions that lead you to a deeper insight. More importantly, a supportive environment is one where vulnerability is seen as a strength, not a weakness. It's a space where you can say, "I messed up, and I'm not sure why," without fear of judgment. In this kind of culture, people share their failures openly, not as tales of woe, but as case studies for growth. So, how do you build this? Start by being that person for others. When a friend or colleague is going through a tough time, don't just say, "That's too bad." Ask them, "What do you think you learned from it?" Share your own struggles and what they taught you. Seek out mentors who have been where you are and ask them about their biggest mistakes, not just their biggest wins. By normalizing these conversations, you actively co-create a culture where everyone feels safe enough to be imperfect, to experiment, and to grow together. This collective wisdom accelerates everyone's learning journey. With this new mindset and supportive network, the final piece of the puzzle is turning your insights into action. Learning is useless if it doesn't lead to a change in behavior. This is where we close the loop and ensure that the lessons from our setbacks are actually integrated into our future efforts. It's time to build a system for iterative improvement. Go back to the insights from your postmortem. For each one, identify a concrete, actionable step you can take. If you realized you lacked a certain skill, your action item might be to sign up for a course, read a book, or find a mentor to teach you. If your plan was flawed, your action is to create a new, revised plan for your next attempt. The key is to make these steps small and manageable. You're not trying to become a completely different person overnight. You're making small, incremental adjustments based on what you've learned. This is the essence of iteration. You try something, it doesn't work perfectly, you learn why, you adjust, and you try again. Each cycle, you get a little bit better, a little bit smarter. This is the opposite of just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. It's a deliberate, intelligent process of refinement. Think of it like a video game. When you fail a level, you don't just quit the game. You've learned where the obstacles are, you've understood the patterns of the enemies. You respawn at the checkpoint, armed with new knowledge, and you approach the level with a better strategy. Life is the same. Every setback is just a checkpoint. It's a chance to pause, integrate your learnings, and come back with a superior game plan. By embracing this cycle of try, learn, adjust, repeat, you make progress not just in spite of your setbacks, but because of them. So, let's bring it all together. We've talked about transforming our relationship with failure by seeing it not as an end, but as an essential part of the learning process. It starts with reframing our mindset, moving from self-judgment to genuine curiosity. It's about asking, what can I learn? Instead of why did I fail? Then, we get practical. We become detectives in our own lives, conducting honest and objective postmortems to understand the gap between our intentions and our results. This isn't about placing blame, it's about extracting wisdom. We also learned that we can't do this alone. We need to cultivate a learning tribe, a supportive environment where we can be vulnerable, share our struggles, and learn from each other's experiences. This collective wisdom makes everyone stronger. And finally, we close the loop by turning insight into action. We use what we've learned to make small, iterative adjustments, ensuring that each attempt is more informed and more effective than the last. We embrace the cycle of try, learn, adjust, repeat. Fostering a culture of learning is a conscious choice. It's a commitment to viewing your entire life as a grand experiment, where every outcome, expected or unexpected, provides valuable data for your growth. When you truly adopt this philosophy, the fear of failure begins to dissolve. Setbacks lose their power over you. They are no longer sources of shame, but sources of strength. They become your greatest teachers, your most reliable guides on the journey to becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this gives you a new framework for looking at the challenges in your life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What's one setback that taught you a valuable lesson? Let's share and learn together. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing.